Good evening, my dear friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and loved and supported by an abundant universe. Today's poem, Daffodils, by William Wordsworth. Daffodil is one of the most famous and best loved poems written in the English language. It was composed by Romantic poet William Wordsworth around 1804. Though he subsequently revised it, the final and most familiar version of the poem was published in 1815. The poem is based on one of Wordsworth's own work in the countryside of England's Lake District. During this work, on 15th April 1802, he and his young sister Dorothy encountered a long trip of daffodils. In the poem, these daffodils have a long lasting effect on the speaker. Firstly, in the immediate impression they make, and secondly, in the way that the image of them comes back to the speaker's mind later on. It also known as I wandered lonely as a cloud. Daffodils are I wandered lonely as a cloud is a quintessentially romantic poem bringing together key ideas about imagination, humanity, and the natural world. In the book Journal of Solitude, the poet May Certain once wrote that loneliness is the poverty of self, solitude is the richness of self. Poetry, his relationship to solitude is paradoxical. While many poets savor the isolation needed to write their best work, the finished product will ideally create connection or even community. Poetry offers solace for the lonely and a positive perspective on being alone. So let's recite the poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over the vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the so to me had brought. For oft when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. So, this is the poem. Another explanation. The speaker walks alone similarly to a solitary cloud in the sky floating over hills and valleys. Suddenly, the speaker sees a long and bursting row of daffodils. They are near the lake and the trees and flutter and shift as they are blown by the breeze. Comparing the daffodils to stir in the sky, the speaker notes how the flowers seem to go on without ending alongside a bay. The speaker gazes. There are 10,000 or so daffodils, all of their heads moving as if they were dancing. Near the daffodils, the waves are glinting on the bay, but the daffodils seem more joyful to the speaker than the waves. A poet couldn't help being cheerful, says the speaker, in the cheerful company of the daffodils. The speaker stares at the daffodils lingeringly without yet realizing the full extent of the positive effects of encouraging them. After the experience with the daffodils, the speaker often lies on the couch, either absent minded or thoughtful. It is then the daffodil come back to the speaker's imaginative memory, access to which is a gift of solitude, and fills the speaker with joy as his mind dances with the daffodils. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and give your precious comments to inspire me. Thank you. Thanks a lot.